I'm here with Jayne Stevens. She is the Librarian of Awesomeness at St Ivo. And no doubt I'm going to ask Jayne some tricky questions to keep her on her toes. Jayne, what's new in the library?
Well, everything's new in the library. We try really hard to get lots of things that are new, so we try and get all the new stuff in, and that's what keeps the library moving. The kids love to come in and see new books there, but they also value the old stuff, so the old stuff is still important as well.
Very cool. What's popular at the moment?
Skullduggery Pleasant just brought a new one out. There's a new Alex Rider, so kind of that's the old stuff coming back. So as well as the new things, there's lots of old things that keep sort of regurgitating. So yeah, they've been very popular this year. Yeah, the Zoella Book Club, I noticed she's just brought out some more. I know they're going to go well. Your books, obviously, Marcus.
Brownie points. Brownie points.
Particularly after this visit.
Very cool.
They always go, they fly off the shelves. And still, all the way through the year, they go. So having you visit is a big incentive. It really encourages the kids to read and to take those books out and then to try around that genre a bit more as well.
What would be the one thing that you wish you could have installed in the library that you don't currently have?
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we make do with a lot of the stuff that we've got, and sometimes it's good to be creative. So it's not always good to have everything that you wish for, because being creative with what you've got. We've recently moved things around, moved furniture around, and it's amazing how that makes a difference, and how the kids come in and looking in different places and see new things. So I think if we had everything we wanted, we might not think about changing what we've got.
What do you think that the government should be doing to help libraries out with education?
Because I know that obviously money would help, money always helps, and certainly making sure that schools are fully funded in order to make sure that the libraries aren't the things that are cut, they really help. We're very fortunate in this school that we had a good budget, we're supported by our management and always have been and always into the future seem to be. So keeping the funding going, making sure that librarians are employed rather than maybe people who don't really know about how to run a library. So sort of making that, I know that there's been suggestions about making that part of Ofsted so that actually the important work done in the library is sort of assessed, and therefore the importance is seen and raised.
How can you see libraries evolving in the future?
It's funny because actually I've seen I've worked here for quite a long time, and so I've seen it go through the Kindle and the ebook, and now we're back to reading books. They like to read books again. So actually, like, sticking to the basics really helps. It's nice to do lots of fancy work. We now have trailers on at lunchtime so that the kids can see the trailers online. So using sort of integrating IT, but not forgetting that the heart of it is the book, and kids still love to pick up a book and read a book.
What's more popular, paperbacks or graphic novels with your students?
It used to be graphic novels. It just depends what type of students we've got in at the moment. I would say it's the paperbacks, but graphic novels are still popular. They're always going to be. And it's nice to have a mixture of both. And it's nice to see that people don't choose just one or another. They will read a book as well as reading a graphic novel.
Let me ask you something deep and very potent. What can authors do to make libraries better?
Oh, well, I like what authors do already. There's been a lot of visits from you. This really inspires the kids to come in and re-establish their link with the resource centre and the libraries and read again. I like the fact that there's a lot of authors that have concentrated on engaging children into reading, so particularly at primary school. It would be nice now if they could work on the secondary school. You get to secondary school, a lot of kids lose it. They the books that are produced, they're aimed at primary school. You need to move on to aim them at secondary school so that you keep those kids that you've got. You've done a really good job at getting them, and when they're younger, move on and keep them through their teenage years, because that's where they struggle. I really like what Zoella's done with Smith's. She's got a book club together. She's just got 6 titles, but that encourages them again to pick up those books and then read around what those authors are doing. So just having one famous name attached to some books, and it's encouraged them to read again.
What would you say to shy authors who would like to do author visits but still struggle a little bit with the fear of public speaking? Do you have any advice for them?
Don't be frightened of the kids. Maybe come in and meet them, get to know your audience, because I think that's who you're writing for. So if you don't know them and you're frightened of them, then you're not going to be maybe writing the best stories for them. So actually get over that fear. Come and do it more often.
And is there anything you'd like to see from publishing houses? Anything they can do to support libraries a bit more?
More material, more advertising material would help. We've got to try to have lots of posters, but we have struggled in the past to get the posters in. So yeah, and I like the trailers, the online trailers on YouTube. We use those a lot. We put those up, and that's a good way of getting in. Yeah, and so yeah, maybe getting the kids on their medium, their social media. You know, they get everything from social media, so that's where you need to be advertising.
Please show me your favourite hand gesture that you use most often in the library.
I don't know.
I like the wave. It wasn't a royal wave, it was a happy wave. Happy waves are always good.